Hello everyone. So today I decided to shake things up a bit and I'm going to do a game preview instead of a game analysis because I don't think that'll be really that beneficial since there's not really much point in analyzing the game since the Penguins have nothing to play for. But there is a lot point in previewing the game as the team on the other end of the game tonight, the Toronto Maple Leafs, have lots to play for. And see, I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I'm in a bit of a dilemma because the Penguins are my team. They're my number one team. You guys should know this. But I'm born and raised in Toronto. So the Leafs are also my team as well. They're my second team. So I want the Leafs to win. I want them to get in the playoffs, but at the same time I also really like Tampa and I like to see them get in. And I also have a bet with my friend that the Leafs won't make it just because I've been burned too many times and I don't want to lose that bet because it'd be bad. I've just been burned too many times from the and I have this feeling that they won't win, but I want them to win. But also, I don't want them to get destroyed by Washington in the first round, which is who they'll probably play. So I'm in a bit of a pickle. It's hard to cheer against the Penguins, but I also want to cheer for the Leafs. So I guess the best case scenario would be the Leafs win and the Penguins get a point or something. So hopefully that happens. And then if the Leafs just need 2 points. So the Leafs get 2 points. It doesn't matter what Tampa and the Islanders do. They're in. Tampa has to win out. Islanders have to win out and hope that the Leafs don't get 2 points or just got 1 point. That way they'll move ahead of the Leafs because Tampa's now only 1 point behind them and they finish off their last game against Buffalo. So if the Leafs lose tonight, Tampa wins tomorrow, they're going to be tied for points. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It all depends what happens with the Islanders. But again, they're playing Ottawa, who's probably going to rest a lot of players. And they're playing New Jersey tonight, who is out and is bad. So they should be able to win. The Leafs definitely have the toughest schedule, but the Penguins will be resting a lot of guys tonight. As we know, Malkin and Maata took part in the morning skate, yet are not playing tonight, which I think is interesting, especially since they took line rushes and played on the power play. I guess they're not fully ready to go. My bet is that they'll be in tomorrow night. And Crosby, who's going to play tonight, he's going to destroy the Leafs, I think, with Sid and the Kids. My bet is that he'll be out tomorrow night and Malkin and Maata come in tomorrow night, and they kind of flip-flop like that. Murray also looks like he's being healthy scratch, which is perfect because we all know what happened last year when he played the last game of the season and got a concussion. So it looks like Mike Sullivan's going to have Marc-Andre Fleury play tonight. Tristan Jarry was called up, and he's backing up him tonight, and I would not be surprised if Jarry played tomorrow night against the Rangers, which I think could be very interesting. He's been called up a couple times, but he's never gone into a game, and you might as well see who you have in him. Matt Murray, you might as well keep him fresh for the playoffs, especially since he's had injury problems this year. And you don't want to play Fleury back-to-back because I don't think that's a good idea. So you might as well play him tonight against the Leafs, a team that he knows well and has played well against. And then you play Jarry tomorrow against the Rangers, another team who knows that they're locked into the Habs. They won't have a lot to play for either. So it could be interesting AHL battle tomorrow night with Malkin and Maata. So I think that's what I would do. That's interesting. The Penguins also called up Kevin Porter, who I totally forgot until today. Actually got his name on the cup last year because he played 41 games, and then was injured, and then sent on to the AHL this year, which I think is hilarious. But he's not bad. He's comp to bum. Better than Tom Sestito, who took the line rushes today, but I'd have to think Kevin Porter was in instead of him. Hornquist and Ross also did not participate. I'm guessing that they're sitting out, and Mike Sullivan's not set for sure. They're probably a little banged up, especially since they've had injury problems. Rust has been injured already twice this season. Horty's been injured this season with concussion. Hagelin did skate yesterday, so I don't know if he'll be back for the start of the first round. But he is coming close to being back to be ready for Wednesday or Thursday, which is really key. He's been out for a long time, and he broke his foot, and the Penguins need that speediness. Especially if they want to beat Columbus, because Columbus is going to try to wear them down in physicality. The Penguins are going to have to beat them with speed like they did the other day. And having Hagelin back would be huge. And, of course, the Leafs are a very fast team. So it's interesting that Crosby is playing tonight. I guess Sullivan wants him to keep his goal-scoring streak alive. Now, Kucherov is second with 40. Matthews has got 39. And Austin Matthews is looking to become the first Toronto Maple Leaf to get 40 goals since Matt Sundin did it. A long time ago. Even Phil Kessel did not get 40 goals. Also, I think Phil Kessel will probably get a hat trick tonight. He's not yet gotten a point against the Leafs. I think that changes tonight. I think it's pretty funny. But he was playing in a line with Tom Kudak and Matt Collins, so not exactly offensive threats. Ryan Dumoulin's also resting tonight. He stayed on the ice later. He's probably a little banged up. Goal scorer Brian Dumoulin saves his best for last. So it looks like there will be a lot of guys who are resting tonight, but I would expect to see some more guys rest tomorrow that didn't rest tonight, and some more guys play tomorrow that didn't play tonight. I definitely think Malkin and Maata will. I wouldn't be surprised if they get one game in, especially just throwing them into playoffs like that against Columbus. It's definitely good for them to get a game in. The Leafs are a very desperate team. They're going to have all their guns out. It's going to be basically Crosby and some AHL scrubs against the full Leafs team. And Crosby and his line are good enough that they can win it on their own. I mean, their goal last game, the Harlem Globetrotters, was absolutely disgusting. One of the best plays I've ever seen. I'm loving this chemistry with Sid and the kids. I do not think that Jarry and Guentzel would be so good, but Guentzel's looking like another one of these players, another one of these mid-round picks that the Penguins took a flyer on, and he's really stepped it up. He's fast, and he looks like he's like 19, but he's 23, I think 22, 23. But he's fast and he's smart, and he can play, and he's so skilled. And those two, they're small, but they work so well with Crosby. He's the biggest on this line, which I think is hilarious. And, you know, Crosby kind of does all the dirty work. He grinds, but he also sets him up. And then Jarry and Guentzel do their razzle and dazzle and score. Guentzel will definitely be on the team next year. And, as you know, and he was on pace for, I think if he would have stayed the whole season, he would have been on pace for like 65 points or something, I read. I mean, he's got 16 goals, and he missed about 10 games with, or missed like a few games with a concussion. And he also has been back and forth. He hasn't played here the whole season. Sherry's been missed like 2 long stretches due to injuries and another like short one. If he played the full season, he'd be on pace for like 71 points in 80 games, which is amazing. By far the best skilled line mates Crosby's ever had, which is hilarious. Considering how good Crosby is. He's never really had great line mates. Those always seem to go to Malkin, which is funny. He always gets the more skilled guys. So it should be a very interesting game tonight. I'm curious to see who the Penguins do rest and who they don't rest, but I'd definitely not be surprised if you see Dumoulin and those guys resting. Daly's also back. He played last game. I thought he looked good. I'll be interested to see who he plays with tonight. Schultz is also not resting, which I think is funny because he's been one of their best players, and he is the Chris Letang replacement, and you definitely don't want him to get injured. But I definitely expect you see Daly and Schultz in the lineup, along with Cameron Gaunce, and Hainsey is probably playing Mark Streit, who for some reason was a healthy scratch last game, taken over in Chad Rudwell was put in the lineup instead of him, which doesn't make sense because Mark Strait's also on the power play, and that's basically the reason why they got him in the first place. And Chad Rudwell is an AHL call-up, so why you put an AHL call-up over an NHL veteran is a little bit weird to me. I don't quite get that. I mean, it's a good problem to have that you have so many defensemen at your disposal, but it also doesn't make sense because Mark Strait's definitely better than Chad Rudwell, although I don't think Rudwell's been bad. But, you know, Mark Strait's, especially in the power play, he's been very good. He's a puck-moving defenseman, which the Penguins are lacking now that Letang is out. So it looks like he's going to get the short end of the stick come playoff time, but I really don't think that should be the case. I mean, I would choose Chad Rudwell over him, obviously. But if Maata's back, then they're both sitting. And it depends how well Maata and Daly play. If they don't play well the first game playoffs, I'd sit them out, and I'd put Mark Streit in because, you know, he's been reliable. And I don't know how good Maata's going to be after missing all that time. As long as they don't play together, that's fine. So that's all I have for this video. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen tomorrow? The Leafs will definitely be a desperate team. But I do think that the Penguins could come out with a win here. So just based on Crosby's production and Toronto alone. Please like if you like, subscribe if you really like it, share with all your friends, tell everyone. I'll see you after the game tomorrow. Go Leafs, go. But also, sort of go Penguins. Just don't get injured. Leafs win, Penguins don't get injured. I'm happy. That's all I want.